Have you ever considered that this aching, exquisite silence you feel isn't a sign of something gone wrong, but the most profound evidence that it's all going exactly right? What if the very emptiness you're so desperately trying to fill is actually the sacred container being prepared for a miracle? This stretch of the path can feel like the universe's most cruel waiting game. You've done the work, scoured your shadow, patched your heart, learned to whisper love to the parts of you that once screamed for validation. You can feel them, your twin, like a constant low-grade hum in your bones, a frequency so familiar it's become the background music of your existence. Yet, the physical world remains stubbornly, painfully quiet. It's enough to make you wonder if you've been building a castle in the sky with no drawbridge to earth. But I need you to consider a different perspective, one that might feel like a quiet rebellion against everything you've been conditioned to believe. This isn't a waiting room. This is the final, most critical workshop. The stillness isn't empty. It is potent and charged with the same invisible, intelligent force that guides the roots of a tree deep into the earth before a single leaf unfurls toward the sun. You are in the root time, and what feels like solitude is actually the universe holding its breath, giving you the space to complete the most important construction project of your life. Not building a connection to another, but becoming the sovereign being capable of sustaining a love that will forever change the gravity of your world. The frantic search has ended. The desperate grasping has dissolved. Now, in this hallowed quiet, you are not waiting to be chosen. You are integrating the final, breathtaking truth. You have already arrived. And the moment that truth settles from a concept in your mind to the unshakable rhythm of your pulse, the entire universe will conspire to mirror it back to you in the most unexpectedly perfect way. That hollow, aching silence that seems to stretch into eternity. The social media scroll that feels more like a ghost hunt, looking for a trace, a sign, a flicker of them. We've been taught to interpret this silence as abandonment, as a cosmic mistake, as proof that perhaps we were fools to believe in this connection in the first place. But what if I told you, with all the conviction of my soul, that you have it entirely backwards? The silence is not empty, it is pregnant. This is where we must dismantle the greatest illusion of the twin flame journey, the idea that you are two halves seeking to become whole. It's a beautiful, poetic lie. The universe is not in the business of creating broken things that spend eternity searching for their missing piece. You were born a complete, sovereign consciousness. The journey, this breathtaking, heart-wrenching drama, is not about finding your other half. It is about remembering that you were always a whole being and then having the glorious, terrifying courage to act like it. Let me paint you a picture, a new metaphor to replace the tired old one. You are not a planet, cold and dormant, waiting for a sun to come and bless you with light and life. No, beautiful soul. You are a sun in the final stages of your own ignition. Right now, in this very moment of what feels like lonely separation, you are in the core of your own being, undergoing immense pressure and heat. Every tear you cry is hydrogen fusing into helium. Every moment of self-reflection is a new nuclear reaction coming online. This period of separation is the universe's lead-lined workshop, where it is shielding the cosmos from the radiation of your transformation until you can stably, consistently, and brilliantly shine on your own. This is energetic autonomy. It's the sacred, non-negotiable selfishness of saying, my joy, my peace, my sense of worth, my passion, my safety, these are my responsibilities to generate. It's the ultimate declaration of independence from the external world. You stop waiting for a text message to feel happy. You stop needing a specific outcome to feel at peace. You cease outsourcing your inner climate to another human being, no matter how divinely connected you feel to them. Think of the energetic cord that binds you. For so long, it has been like a live wire, crackling with the static of unmet needs, unprocessed fears, and desperate longing. It was a drain. You'd feel their energy dip, and your whole day would collapse. It was chaotic, messy, and painful. But now you are learning to plug that cord back into your own source. You are learning to draw the power for your entire existence from the infinite well of your own soul. And when you do that, something miraculous happens. The cord doesn't disappear, it transforms. It ceases to be a drain and becomes a broadcast antenna. It no longer transmits a frequency of, I need you to complete me, but instead sings a constant, powerful hymn of, I am whole, I am here. And this, my dear friend, is the secret no one tells you. This is the magnetic pull that is utterly irresistible. You are no longer pulling on them, trying to draw them closer through force of will or pain of heart. You are simply shining. And a sun, once it has achieved stable fusion, does not beg the planets to orbit it. It simply shines. And the laws of physics, or in our case, the laws of divine love, naturally, effortlessly bring everything into its perfect, harmonious alignment. You become a gravitational center of your own life. This is the final exam, not a test of your patience, but of your sovereignty. Will you choose to light your own fire today, even if it feels like you're striking a match in a hurricane? Will you choose to be the source of your own comfort? This isn't about building a wall around your heart. It's about building a power plant within it. And once that plant is operational, you will find that the love you felt for your twin flame hasn't diminished. It has become the very fuel for your radiance. And that, perhaps, is the greatest reunion of all, the one you have with your own limitless self. But what happens to that love, that specific, potent love for them, when you achieve this state? Does it just vanish into a cloud of detached enlightenment? That's where the magic gets even more interesting. The transformation of that love is the real secret, and it's a story that deserves its own conversation, just between us. Remember the early days? Of course you do. It was a fireworks display of the soul. Every 11:11 on the clock was a personal wink from God. Every song on the radio felt like a secret message crafted just for you. You were a detective of the divine, collecting synchronicities like precious clues, each one a breadcrumb leading you back to the feeling of them. It was beautiful, wasn't it? It was also, if we're being completely honest here, utterly exhausting. Because that constant searching, that beautiful madness, has a hidden cost. It quietly reinforces a terrifying, unspoken belief. I am not yet connected enough. I need more proof. The universe must keep showing me because I do not yet fully trust what I know. Let's be gentle with ourselves about this. It's a perfectly human phase. But the final stage before reunion demands something beyond the human. It requires the soul to take the lead. And the soul doesn't need clues. It simply knows. This, my dear friend, is the birth of the quiet certainty. It's not something you achieve. It's something you allow. It's the profound, unshakable stillness that arrives not when the storm ends, but when you realize you have become the very eye of the hurricane. All the chaos, the doubts, the timelines, the agonizing what-ifs is still spinning out there. But you are in a center of perfect, silent calm. Think of it this way. For so long, your connection lived in your emotional body, that magnificent, turbulent ocean of feelings. It was where the highest highs of ecstatic union and the lowest lows of separation pain resided. Every synchronicity was a wave that lifted you up. Every silence was a trough that dragged you down. You were at the mercy of the sea. The quiet certainty is the moment your consciousness dives deep, past the stormy surface, past even the undercurrents, and settles onto the ocean floor. It's dark down here, it's quiet, and it is immovably, eternally still. The gales of hope and despair rage far above, but down here, there's only the solid, unpretentious bedrock of truth. You aren't hoping for the connection anymore. You are anchored in it. This is the death of the spiritual seeker and the birth of the spiritual knower. You'll know it's happening by what stops. The frantic scrolling, it loses its charge. The compulsive need to check in with a psychic for a progress report, it just falls away like a child's blanket you no longer need. The anxiety over seeing 1111, it's replaced by a soft, inner smile, as if you're sharing a private joke with the cosmos, but you no longer need the punchline to be delivered. The connection is no longer an event outside of you. It's the very ground of your being. It's a sacred kind of boredom with the old drama. It's not apathy. Oh no, it's the opposite. It's a concentration of all that scattered, frantic energy into a single, laser-focused point of truth within your own chest. The love hasn't diminished, it has been distilled. It's no longer a noisy, sparkling soda. It's a fine, aged whiskey, rich, deep, and potent in its stillness. And here's the beautiful, liberating paradox. When you stop needing the universe to prove it to you, it suddenly starts confirming everything you already know. But now the signs are no longer lifelines you desperately grab for. They are graceful nods from a friend who sees you finally understand the game. You've graduated from being a student taking frantic notes to a colleague in a silent, collaborative dance with destiny. This is the ultimate test of faith. Not faith in your twin flame, but faith in yourself. Faith in your own soul's memory. Faith that the love you felt was not a hallucination, but a preview of a reality you are now embodying, all on your own. You are no longer building the container for the love. You have become the container, and a vessel that is full and secure does not rattle. It rests. It is from this profound place of rest, this unadvertised quiet, that the most powerful magic is woven, because this frequency of calm knowing doesn't ask for union. It commands it, silently, effortlessly, by the sheer weight of its truth. But how does this silent inner command actually play out in the noisy, three-dimensional world of text messages and coffee dates? What does this quiet certainty look like when it starts to tangibly shape your reality? Well, that's where the story truly begins to get interesting. So here you are, standing at the precipice of everything you've ever longed for, but it doesn't look the way you thought it would, does it? There's no frantic heartbeat, no desperate prayer echoing in the silence. There's just a deep, resonant hum, a stability that feels less like an emotion and more like a new kind of gravity you've discovered within yourself. Let's be perfectly clear about what is happening now. This final stage was never about perfecting a checklist to finally earn your beloved. It was always about undergoing a fundamental alchemy of the soul, where the very base metals of your suffering and longing were transformed into the gold of conscious awareness. You haven't just been waiting for a door to open. You have been meticulously, painstakingly becoming the doorway itself. Think of it as the most profound architectural project of your life. You spent earlier phases gathering the raw materials, the lessons from heartbreak, the strength from solitude, the blueprints from your intuition. Now, in this culminating silence, you have stopped looking at the blueprints and have started inhabiting the structure. The foundation is your energetic autonomy, unshakable, self-poured, and capable of bearing immense weight. The walls are your quiet certainty, offering a serene, impermeable peace against the outer world's weather. The roof is your faith, sheltering you completely. This is the grand, often overlooked secret. Reunion is not an event that happens to you. It is a reality that manifests through you. You are no longer a seeker peering at a distant horizon. You have become the very ground that horizon touches. The love you have for your twin flame has not vanished or even dimmed. It has simply changed its address. It has moved out of the frantic, temporary rental of your emotional body and taken up permanent, sovereign residence in the core of your being. It is no longer a visitor in your life. It is the foundation upon which your life is built. And a foundation doesn't need to announce itself. It just is. And because of this, when your paths finally converge in the physical world, and they will, it will not feel like a dramatic, cinematic explosion. It will feel like a homecoming so natural, so deeply correct, that it will be more like a quiet, final click of a lock you didn't even realize you were holding the key to. The conversation will pick up as if no time has passed, because in the realm of the soul where you now primarily reside, it hasn't. The connection will be a simple, profound acknowledgement of a truth you have both been quietly tending in your separate sanctuaries. This journey was never a test of your ability to endure pain, but a masterclass in your capacity to embody truth. You are not being prepared for a person. You are being prepared for a paradigm, a new way of existing in love, one that is rooted not in lack, but in limitless, shared sovereignty. The universe was not withholding your beloved from you. It was protecting the sacred process of you becoming someone who could hold them without collapsing, love them without consuming, and stand with them without leaning. You had to become the mountain, not just a visitor to its peaks. So walk forward from this moment, not with the anxious hope of a petitioner, but with the calm authority of a creator. You have built the temple, you have lit the eternal flame within it. Now, the only thing left to do is open the doors and breathe, knowing that the love you have cultivated in the quiet will now meet you in the magnificent, messy, and breathtakingly beautiful symphony of life, ready to play its part. And the most beautiful part, this reunion is not an ending. It is the first glorious note of a new beginning, a duet composed in silence, now ready to be sung aloud. And the world has never heard a song quite like yours.